Welcome everyone to NateLiftsLife. So you just saw a little glimpse of me, and what you're about to see right now is what's in my gym bag. So I just have a change of clothes, and I have some liquid chalk for grip. Then I have my Vibram Fury Shikis, basically just wrap-on shoes. I'll open those later. I got my shaker bottle with just water and creatine. I got my fanny pack with accessories in there. I got my workout journal. Can't go to the gym without it. That's it. So like I said, I'm going to show you what the Vibram Furoshikis look like. Furoshikis, they're just a wraparound shoes. I wear them when I deadlift. Basically, they're very similar to the Five Fingers. It's essentially a barefoot shoe. So zero drop, 0 millimeters. Very good for, I guess, just bringing you closer to the ground. Allows me to engage my lower body, and very good stability in them as well too. And I decided to wear these instead of my Five Fingers because they're just easy to put on and off, and I don't need to wear my toe socks. So for the rest of this video, I'm just going to be doing a voiceover. You're going to be watching the workout that I did. So this is week 2, day 1. I'm currently following a three-day powerlifting program. Almost said bodybuilding because I compete as a bodybuilder, but I am doing a 3-day powerlifting program. Now every time I do a powerlifting program, because it's geared towards mostly powerlifters, and I'm not a powerlifter per se, I don't identify as a powerlifter, I just like the strength training protocols that they have. I find that I always have to add 1 or 2 things or take 1 or 2 things out just so that the program actually fits my goals. So right now this is me doing a little bit of my warm-up. I did some walking on the treadmill that I didn't show because it's boring, but this is just me doing a banded hip distraction. So this warm-up that I'm doing right now, the banded hip distraction, it's a very good to warm up for just loosening my hip flexors. So right now I have my right foot in front, so my left hip flexor is being engaged, it's loosening up. So usually just hold it at the bottom for about 30 seconds to 60 seconds, and then I will do some nice lunges and kind of get deeper into it. So that's just one of the things I do for my warm-up. And like I said earlier before, I did a walk on the treadmill that I did not film. Also, if you hear some cute little baby sounds in the background, that is my son. My son is in the room next door. He's just playing. So if you hear a little baby's voice over, that is my son once again. It is not me. It's not any baby in the gym. Now, this is another warm-up that I'm demonstrating, or movement prep. This is actually to work on my internal rotation. So there's external rotation in the hip and internal rotation in the hip. So I'm not my internal rotation, basically both my internal and external rotation need some work. So I'm just addressing it. My external rotation more on my right leg, and my internal rotation more on my left side. So just trying to cover all grounds. And for this one, I do about 15 to 20 reps. So I make sure my back is nice and flat, my hips are squared and tucked in. I have a yoga block in between my knees, as you can see, and I'm just firing those bad boys. So you'll kind of feel something on the inside of your hip or your groin, and it's a very beautiful, fantastic stretch. So if you haven't tried any of those warm-ups that I just did, the banded hip distraction and the internal rotation of the yoga block in between, please give it a try. Most people are very familiar with this one. This is the ab rollout. So this is just a way of me lighting up my core, igniting things so that I'm ready to go. My first exercise on this program is squats. So typically I just like making sure my hips are ready, my torso is ready, and then also my core, because if I'm gonna have over 200 pounds on my back, I want to make sure that my core is nice and ready to just help with the bracing and just help with the load. Otherwise, that's going to be a lot of spinal compression and weight bearing on my spine. So just preparing my core for what it is it's going to do. Right now I'm just getting ready for my warm-up set. So just putting a 45 aside, and for this one I was doing the safety bar squat. So the safety bar squat or the safety squat bar is the bar that I'm using right now. It's called the safety squat bar, SSB, but I'm doing safety squats with the safety squat bar, hence the name safety squats. So I am doing the safety bar because when I do the normal bar, sometimes the bar doesn't sit well on my shoulders. There's still a little bit of dysfunction there that I'm addressing. So the safety bar just works perfect for me. It allows me to move properly, and without sacrificing anything. There's no discomfort, there's no compensation as well too. And I don't know if you guys can see this right now, but I'm just wearing my normal gym shoes. So those are my Nike Metcons. And then right now I'm just putting on my Olympic lifting shoes. So the difference between the Nike Metcons or normal gym shoes and the Olympic lifting shoes or lifting shoes or squatting shoes, whatever you want to call them, is just the slightly raised heel. So the heel is raised, I think it's about 3/4 of an inch, and what that does is it gives you a little bit more leverage when it comes to squatting. It kind of changes the angles of things. It improves your dorsiflexion a little bit. So if you have tight ankles or you have ankles that are unable to allow you to go into a very good range when it comes to dorsiflexion, that actually corrects that or helps improve that. So that's the reason why I wear the lifting shoes. And that's my friend Jasmine. She's just saying hi. So Jasmine just wanted to say hi in the video. But yeah, so typically I'll sometimes wear my Nike Metcons just to see how my dorsiflexion is, and then I'll jump right in. And then if I need to address a few things, I'll address it. But it felt good, so I just went right into my lifting shoes, and there you go. That was my second warm-up set, and then I go into my last warm-up. Oh no, this is my third last. So I think I did 4 warm-up sets. I did a warm-up set with 1 plate per side, and then I did 2 plates per side. Now this is 2 plates and a 25, so 295 pounds just for single. And then I think for the last warm-up, yep, I'm doing 3 plates, so 335 pounds just for a heavy top single. So another reason why I warm up like this is I go quite heavy on my warm-ups, and I've found I've been doing this for almost 4 weeks now. So this is the 4th week I've been trying it, and I've found something very, very great. When I do my heavy warm-ups or my heavy singles, and then I drop down to my working set, I find that my joints are ready to handle the load, my central nervous system is primed, my core is primed, everything is ready. After doing a heavy top single, then I go to my working set with a lighter weight. My body's just ready to handle the volume, the reps, the sets that I have to do. And this is my first working set. So working set, I was doing 280 pounds for 3 reps, and I had 5 sets to do. This was set number 1. So after doing 335 pound squat, 280 pounds for 3 seems very easy. The weight moves very light, and this is just another angle for you guys to see. So I'm just doing 3 reps. This is my power squats. So in the new program that I'm doing, it is a daily undulating program. It is a DUP style program. Essentially, I am hitting or prioritizing 3 big lifts: the squats, the deadlifts, and the bench press. Those are the big 3 that I'm prioritizing, and the reps will vary daily. So I do these same movements 3 times a week. So 3 times a week I'm squatting, I'm deadlifting, and I'm benching, but the sets and the reps change. So I have power sets, I have strength sets, and then I have hypertrophy sets. So my hypertrophy sets are about 4 sets, and they're 8 reps. My strength sets are 4 sets and 4 reps. My power sets are 5 sets and 3 reps. So the sets and the reps change depending on what it is that I'm addressing. And this one, so I had my power squats, so I was doing 5 sets of 3 reps, and now I am doing my strength deadlifts, so 4 sets of 4. So I'm doing 4 sets of 4 deadlifts, and in this variation of deadlifts, the Sumo Deadlifts, this is my more comfortable variation for deadlifts. You can see me wearing my Vibram Furoshikis, and it feels amazing. I can't remember how much weight I was lifting. I think it was 347 pounds, and right there you can see as soon as my warm-up was, as soon as my working set was done, I went straight to my stopwatch. I time my sets. So I time my rest periods just so I'm not resting too long. Another thing is you can see me kind of setting up my camera right now, my camera phone, and I'm just showing you how I film my workout. So you just get like a little stand, I dock my phone in there, and then I film my workouts. And I find when I film my workouts are a little bit longer on those days. Why? Because I have to spend time figuring out the angles. Did I get a good shot? Do I have to redo the set? I hate when I have to redo the set, but it happens sometimes. And then also the lighting as well too. So you can just see my phone in there as I get ready. Then also another thing that I just recently started doing in my workouts is I got lifting straps. I got lifting straps recently, and I just decided to use them just so I can get comfortable using them, because one thing that I do not want to sacrifice is my grip. Also, I don't want to use a mixed grip for deadlifts. I want to continue doing double overhand, and I'm finding that as I get heavier in weight when it comes to deadlifts, if I do the double overhand, my grip strength on my left is a little bit limiting. So these are the straps. It helps just a tiny bit. It doesn't make the weight lighter, it just helps with my grip strength. And I think this is my last set of deadlifts, so just 4 repetitions. The weight moved up smooth, like it was very, very beautiful. I enjoyed it. So definitely things are feeling good. So strength deadlifts, 4 sets of 4, and then I'm going to be going into hypertrophy bench. So hypertrophy bench, I'm going to be doing 4 sets of 8. So as you just heard, the sets and the reps change depending on the day. So on day 1, I believe I'm doing power squats. On day 2, I'm doing power deadlifts. On day 3, I'm doing power bench. So that means I'm doing 5 sets of 3 when I'm doing power movements, and then on hypertrophy movements, 4 sets of 8, and once again on strength movements, 4 sets of 4. So the reason why I like this program is it allows me to practice those 3 movements: the squat, the deadlift, and the bench. So 3 times a week, I know I get to practice the squat, the deadlift, and the bench. But the good thing is, because the varying ranges of reps and sets, the varying intensities. So that means that on different days, they will feel challenging, and some days they'll feel easy. I find personally the hypertrophy sets are the easiest. Why? The weight is the lightest. So the weight is the lightest on my hypertrophy sets, but because I'm doing 8 reps, I find that sometimes I get a little bit taxed when it comes to endurance or cardio. So I may be a little bit more out of breath, but the weight feels easier. So it's a little bit more on my endurance side. And then when I'm doing the power, it's more about speed. So that one's more technical. I get to focus on, how technical is the movement, how well is my positioning, and I have a little bit more control of those. So it's a medium to heavy weight. It's not too bad. So I actually like those as well too, but 5 sets does take a little bit of energy out of you. The hardest, in my opinion, would have to be the strength sets. The strength sets, the 4x4s, whether it's a squat, it's a bench, it's a deadlift, those are hard. Why? Because I'm pretty much going heavy. I'm going almost to my max potential, and I wouldn't say my max potential here, but I'm going up pretty significantly. It's not easy. It's very challenging. I have to make sure my form is right, my breathing is right, everything is right. Otherwise, just those 4 reps just feel like I'm gonna die. That's how it feels like sometimes, especially on squats. I found on deadlifts it's not too bad. I have very strong glutes and hamstrings, and because I'm pulling in the sumo, I find it's not too bad. Like, I feel it, but I feel I can handle it. Versus on squats, the 4x4s, just, man, if I didn't hydrate properly the day before or the day of, or I didn't get enough food, 4x4 on squats, just, I feel it. I really, really feel it. And yeah, you can see once again, I finished the set. I go right to my stopwatch and make sure I'm timing my rest times. So for me, one thing I've been doing over the past years is timing my rest times. So now that I'm done my squat, my deadlift, and my bench, I moved to my accessories. Now for this workout, I had a few accessories. One of the accessories that I did not film was pull-ups. I did some pull-ups. I did 3 sets of 8 to 12 repetitions. So I like giving myself a rep range because that allows me to know how much I'm progressing. Do I need to increase the load? Do I need to decrease the rest time? What factors can I manipulate? And I didn't film those pull-ups, unfortunately. Then my second accessory work was bicep curls, and my last accessory curl that I'm demonstrating right now is a face pull. So I'm doing a face pull as my last accessory exercise, and I did 3 sets for both bicep curls and face pulls. So the face pulls that I'm doing here right now, it's a face pull with an external rotation. I have a band just hooked up to the cable, as you can see, and the band kind of changes the tension. So the tension is a little bit different compared to when you're using the rope. So personally, I like this than the normal conventional face pull because of the added external rotation. It really lights up my rear delts and the muscles in my upper back, my posterior chain muscles, and it also encourages better mobility and better movement patterns. So if you want to give this type of face pull a try, please do so. And then now that I'm done my face pulls, I'm just going to give you guys a little bit of a shot of how heavy I'm going. You can see that it's 30 pounds. I am not going heavy at all. So if you're going to be doing face pulls with external rotation, don't be a hero. Don't go heavy. Go light. And also I was doing 15 to 20 reps, so it can add up. And then last but not least, I'm just showing another, just me doing hammer curls again. I'm just showing a different angle. And so I did 3 sets of bicep curls once again, 3 sets of face pulls with external rotation. This is my last set of bicep curls, and I'm just going to rush through it. So I'm speeding it up a little bit. Yeah, I'm just speeding it up a little bit. And then at the very end, you get a little surprise. It's not really a surprise, but you get to see me do a pose down. So at the end, you get to see me do a pose down. And that's it for the workout. 3 days a week, strength training, daily undulating periodization, different volumes, different sets, different reps, but I get to train and practice the 3 movements, the squat, the bench, the deadlift, 3 times a week. Why? Because I want to get very good at them. I want to be very strong in those 3 movements, so I'm prioritizing them. That's why I chose this program. And then the accessories are just because I wanted to work on those other body parts.